Is Eve coming to y'all with another episode of Hit the Sled. On this episode right here, I'm going to tell y'all how exactly what's going on as far as with the Michigan situation with Harbaugh and the NCAA and the Big Ten and what went on in college football this week. But before we get started, follow me on my YouTube channel, Hit the Sled. Hey, man, I got a lot of things brewing, a lot of things coming on down the line, so follow me on my YouTube channel, Hit the Sled. But not only am I on Hit the Sled on my YouTube channel, but I'm also on Twitter, I'm also on Facebook, and I'm also on Instagram. So follow me as I got more and more stuff that's coming on down the pipe. But like I said, on this upcoming episode of the reaction to this week 10 of the college football season, we're going to start off with my Michigan Wolverines. We got a good win against Perdue, 41 to 13. They played very well, man. They coming off a bye week. JJ McCarthy played very well. He was a little bit rusty in the beginning, but as the game went on, he started to get into his rhythm. And he went off 24 for 37, 35 yards, didn't turn the ball over, didn't throw any touchdowns, but played as the game went on, played very well. And for the first time all season, he played into the fourth quarter. It looks like Jim wanted him to get more and more reps because come next week against Penn State, more than likely he's going to have to play going on into the fourth quarter. So they had to play him a lot more than they did previous weeks. And as far as the defense played well. Defense played very well, to be quite honest with you. They did their thing. They did give up a touchdown late. But overall they played great. Overall they did a fantastic job, played very well, got off the field, and they did what they were supposed to do. But going to this game, the main thing that's what's going on is as far with this Spygate, this whatever you want to call it, sign stealing or whatever you want to call it. It started off, we got to backfire. We got to go back, to last Friday when the Big Ten Commissioner, Tony Petitti, came to Ann Arbor to meet with the University of Michigan President Santaono. When he met with the university president, I talked about it on Hit the Sled, last week episode. He met with the president, but not only did he meet with the president, but the president also had the Board of Regents in the meeting as well. And they met with Jim, and according to the reports that came out of that meeting, the Big Ten wants Jim suspended. And as far as they might want to have him fired as well. From everything we're gathering, the Big Ten doesn't just want 2 games, like I said. They want him to be fired. They don't want a contract extension for Jim. And Michigan is saying no. No way. We're not suspending Jim. We're not doing none of that. And apparently, from what's going on, is that a letter was sent out by the president Santaono to the Big Ten expressing due process. He's saying, why should we have to suspend our coach when there hasn't been a due process as far as an investigation? So the school's saying they're not going to fire Jim. They're not doing it. And all news coming after the game is that Michigan not doing it. They're not suspending Harbaugh. They're not going to suspend him. They're not going to fire him. And from everything I'm seeing is that apparently reports coming out today, and that if the Big Ten attempts to suspend Jim, the university is going to the legal system. They're going to the court. They're going to file an injunction. Now, an injunction is that when someone they can go into a courtroom and have a judge rule that a specific decision or whatever was done unjustly without a particular process being ensued. As far as, like I said, due process, a formal investigation. The university said they're going to court. So this thing is getting big. the university is standing behind Jim. And from the reports I'm seeing, they believe Jim and what Jim told him. That he did not know that Connor had anything to do. He knew anything about what Connor was doing as far as stealing signs, going to different, paying people to go different places and steal signs, going to the going to that Central Michigan sideline, spying on Michigan State, or going to these different schools, paying and doing that. Had no clue. School believes him. School believes him. And as far as we can see, a decision will be made in the middle of the week, coming into next week's game. So there's a lot going on in Ann Arbor. But one thing we can see is that after the game, talking to the players, they support Jim full speed. They're behind their coach. They believe their coach. And matter of fact, it's a rallying crowd for them that people are saying that the reason why they're successful is because they cheated. And if I was on that team, I have the same attitude as well. I'd be angry, and I'm gonna take my frustrations out on everybody we play. So this thing is getting big, y'all. It's getting big. It's getting big in Ann Arbor. It is getting big, and I'm all for due process. I'm one of the biggest Michigan Wolverine fans you can have. But one thing you can't do, you can't just suspend somebody without due process. This is America. Can't have it. Let an investigation go through, and if Michigan is deemed to have did something wrong, they got to pay the punishment. And that's Jim. Jim got to be suspended. So be it. This thing is getting big, y'all. It is getting big. It is getting big. So we're gonna see what's going on. We're gonna see as the week goes on. Anything that comes up further, another episode of Hit the Sled will be coming to y'all. Another episode of Hit the Sled. And it's going to be something where we're going to talk about it. I'm going to try to give y'all the facts as far as everything I get. The facts as it is. Even though that's my school, I love my university. Never attended, but I'm a true Wolverine fan. I got to speak the truth. I got to speak the truth. I got to speak the truth. I got to be authentic. So I'm going to keep everybody updated as to what goes on with Michigan. The next game I'm going to talk about is the Colorado-Oregon State game. As we all know, the Buffs lost 26-19 to Oregon State. Unfortunately, Coach Prime made a change during the week to move away from Sean Lewis to his assistant coach, and a new OC, a new play caller, and nothing changed. They still couldn't run the ball. Pass protection was a little bit better. They couldn't run the ball. Matter of fact, they had a -7 yards rushing. They just don't have the horses up front. Shador played okay. He played well. 23 for 39, 245, 2 touchdowns. They don't have the horses up front. They really don't. Defensively they played well. But they're not there yet as a team. It continues to be a rebuild for Coach Prime. And also, this is a big learning process for Coach Prime too, because he made a change. He took the play calling away from Coach Sean Lewis, and it didn't help. Now what do you do? What do you do now? I believe he mismanaged this situation, and during the game, he mismanaged the clock towards the end of the first half. But that's something too you learn. Coaches with more experience than Coach Prime, they make that mistake as well. But all of this is a learning process, and this has to be something where he gets better from. He has to get better. And one of the things I'm in this section on Colorado is that Coach Prime, certain things that can end up sinking his coaching career at Colorado if he don't change the way he go about doing this. And this is something to watch. If Coach Prime continue to throw his players under the bus, That's something he got to stop doing. If Coach Prime continues to throw his coaches under the bus, that's a real personality flaw. That's a problem. He can't continue to do that, man. Because if he continue to do that, it's gonna end up undermining his coaching career. Let me say that again. If Coach Prime doesn't stop throwing his players under the bus, or he doesn't stop throwing his coaches under the bus, it's going to end up undermining his coaching career. Because those two things you need. You need coaches and you need players. I know Coach Prime famous for saying, I don't lie. I got to be me. I got to tell the truth. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You should always aim to tell the truth. But one thing you shouldn't be doing is throwing your coaches and your players under the bus in public. You can do that behind the scenes, and behind closed doors, but not in public. That's just my belief. As a former player, I never played in the Division I level where my coach was in public. I was getting interviewed to the media, anything like that. I can't say I did. But I wouldn't want to hear my head coach throwing me under the bus in public like that. So that's something he has to really, really be careful. And I'm telling y'all that's watching Hit the Sled to know that that's something for y'all to watch. That's something that I'm letting y'all know. That's something really big that y'all need to watch. Because that's something he got to change. So unfortunately, Colorado didn't get the win. And we'll talk about their next game during the week. But they're fighting, but they just not there yet. They just not there yet. They're just not there yet. The next game that I'm going to talk about is Texas versus Kansas State. Texas won this game, man, 33-30. It was a great game. Entertaining game, man. Watch a lot of it. This game right here, it went into OT, and Texas pulled it out. This was a game that Texas would have lost in the years past. I know they lost to Oklahoma in the Red River Shootout, but they had some good wins. This is one of them. The old Texas team would have lost Kansas State. So this was a good win by Sock. Coach Sock pulled this one out. That's a really, really good win for Texas. It was at home. Went into overtime. They had a lead, blew it, came back, won the game, defensively made it. Man, they did a tremendous job. Good win for Texas over Kansas State. Kansas State's a good football team. Next game I'm going to talk about is Ohio State over Rutgers. This game ended 35-16. Hey, man, this was a close game. This was close. I know the score will tell you one thing, but it wasn't no 35-16 game. This was a good game. Rutgers was playing hard. Rutgers was there. Rutgers was battling. So good for them. But Ohio State ended up pulling out. They got Michigan State this coming week. So we'll see about them. The next game, they'll beat Michigan. We're not even going to talk about that. Next game is Clemson against Notre Dame. Dabo and Clemson, they beat Notre Dame, man. Dabo screaming at the end of the game, if you got stock in Clemson, man, you better buy us now. Dabo and them, man. Dabo, man. I told a lot of my friends years ago, Dabo, I don't want to be too high with Dabo, but Dabo, what I'm seeing now is what I expected. You see, you got to look at Clemson and go back a little bit. When Dabo got that job, he had Taj Boyd for 4 years. He had Deshaun Watson for 3. He had Trevor Lawrence for 3. That's 10 years of great quarterback play. And Dabo took full advantage of it. He won. He had assistant coaches that stayed with him the whole time. Now, them assistant coaches are gone. They head coaches. And Dabo ain't been able to replace him. He don't have the receivers he used to. I don't see no T. Higgins out there. I don't see no Sammy Watkins out there. So it's a lot going on. Clemson, they trying to battle. They did a good job beat a decent Notre Dame team. Notre Dame is not what they was ranked early in the year. But, credit to them, they beat Notre Dame. Next game we're going to talk about is Georgia against Missouri. Hey, man, this was a good game, too. Missouri equipped themselves well, man. They played very well. Missouri was right there. Right there, man. Right there. Georgia ended up pulling away, but Missouri did a tremendous job. Still don't know anybody on that team, but they played well. They coach doing a great job. Great job. They hung in there, man. Missouri building, man. Missouri's building. Missouri's building, man. They are building for the future. They're a very good team. They coach doing a tremendous job. We're gonna talk about Missouri a little bit more as the season. They have done a tremendous job. We're gonna talk about them further. The next game that I'm in was Washington against USC. Washington ended up winning this game 52-42. Michael Penix did an outstanding job. 22 for 30, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He played well enough to win. Caleb went 27-35, 312 yards, 3 touchdowns. Remember what I told y'all about Lincoln Riley? I said Lincoln Riley is going to have to make a tough decision. Well, lo and behold, Lincoln Riley did make that tough decision today. He fired his defensive coordinator, Alex Grinch. See, one thing y'all gotta understand is that when you get the type of job at USC, those type of jobs, those high profile jobs, sooner or later they not gonna allow you to keep floundering like this. They done gave Lincoln Riley a lot of money. His offense is unquestionable. Has a great offense. His problem always been defense. He's never had a defense. Ever since Bob Stoops retired, Oklahoma and Lincoln Riley became the coach, defense was never their thing. All them years at Oklahoma, he had Heisman Trophy winners, couldn't stop a soul. From Kyler Murray, they couldn't stop a soul. Couldn't stop a soul. So he comes over to USC, had Caleb, couldn't stop a soul. Gets over there, gets the USC offense unstoppable last year. Couldn't stop a soul. This year come in, this is their year. Couldn't stop a soul. So he made credit to him. He made a tough decision. I thought it was going to be at the end of the year. He fired him right now. They still got like 3-4 games left. And he fired him. And supposedly Alex Grinch is his boy. So he made the tough decision. Credit to Lincoln Riley. I didn't expect him to do it. And he did it. Credit to him, man. Credit to Lincoln Riley. We don't know yet who's going to be the defensive coordinator, but whoever it is going to be better than Alex Grinch, I tell you that. Because watching that game, it was shameful. To see Caleb Williams, after every series, go to the sideline and look like he's fighting against, every time he goes to the sideline, he look worn out. Look tired. Because he knows it's on him. I've been telling y'all for all these last couple of weeks, if Caleb Williams don't play great, USC won't win. And the main reason behind that is because of their defense. That's the main reason. Defense is good and terrible. But hopefully they can find a good defensive coordinator and they can get it turned around. And I just think, man, they're on their way, man. They're on their way. Man, I truly appreciate y'all, man, for watching Hit the Sled. Man, got a lot of things we're going to be doing in the near distant future to get this thing going. Man, I truly appreciate y'all watching me. I appreciate y'all leave y'all comments. I appreciate y'all liking my videos. And I appreciate y'all following me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I appreciate it all, man. I truly appreciate y'all. Hit the Sled. Hey, follow me, man. We got a lot of things coming. A lot of surprises down the line. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.